What's going on, everybody? My name is Chris, and I'm here today to bring you my top 5 most anticipated movies of 2008. This is my first attempt at a video like this, so hope everyone enjoys it. Please, send me some comments. I'd love to hear what everyone thinks. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start this thing off with a couple honorable mentions. These were movies that I'm looking forward to, but they weren't quite good enough to make my top 5. If I was doing a top 10, they'd probably be in that, but since I'm only doing a top 5, these are just a couple honorable mentions. And those are Iron Man and Prince Caspian, or The Chronicles of Narnia, as it may be known as some others. These are movies that I want to see. I'm looking forward to them, but they're not in my top 5, simply because I don't know a lot about them. As far as Iron Man goes, I love all comic book movies. I've been a big fan of comic book movies, but Iron Man is probably the comic book character that I know the least about. I don't really follow the mythology of Iron Man, if you want to call it that, whatever. But I'm looking forward to this movie. I think it's got a good cast. I think it'd be pretty interesting. As for Prince Caspian, I liked The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I didn't love it, but I thought it was a good movie. And based on the trailers that I've seen for Prince Caspian, it looks like it'll be pretty good too. So those are my honorable mentions, and now on to the list.
Movie number 5.
Okay, number 5 on the list is the new Indiana Jones movie that we have coming out in May. I'm a big fan of the Indiana Jones movies. They were a little bit before my time. I think The Last Crusade came out when I was about 5, if I'm remembering correctly. I'm not exactly sure if that's true or not. But anyway, back to the subject at hand. It looks like a very interesting movie, and from what I've heard about it, Spielberg has said that he's going to do everything in this movie the old-fashioned way. No CGI, no computer-generated effects, which sounds to me like it could be pretty interesting, There's some younger viewers out there that'll probably be a little confused and like, this just doesn't look as cool. But to me, it sounds good. I'm looking forward to it, and I think it'll be pretty good. So that's my number 5, Indiana Jones.
Movie number 4.
Number 4 on my list of most anticipated movies of 2008 is the upcoming Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. I say upcoming, but it's actually coming out in November. Order of the Phoenix was a bit of a letdown for me. It was probably the low point in the series. It was still good, don't get me wrong, it was a good movie, but as far as the Harry Potter movies go, it was probably the worst of all the ones that we've had out thus far. Harry Potter 6 could be pretty good. The Half-Blood Prince was probably one of the lesser books in the series. There wasn't a whole lot going on, but I still think it'll be a good movie. It's coming out during the holidays, and most of the Harry Potter movies that come out during the holidays are just better for some reason. I don't know why, but I enjoy them more when they come out in November as opposed to coming out in the summer. So I think that'll be a pretty good movie too. So that is my number 4 choice, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince.
Movie number 3.
My number 3 choice doesn't have a full title as of yet, but it's my number 3 choice, and that is the upcoming James Bond film. I love the James Bond movies. Casino Royale was probably my favorite one to date, and I think Daniel Craig was a very good James Bond. I don't know a whole lot about this movie. I know Daniel Craig is coming back. I know a couple of the other characters are coming back. I know it's an original screenplay. It's not based on any of Ian Fleming's books. But the past few Bond movies, with the exception of Casino Royale, haven't been based on Ian Fleming's books. So it should still be good. I'm looking forward to it. And that is my number 3 choice, the upcoming James Bond film.
Movie number 2.
Alright, my second choice is probably going to shock a few people. It's not one that's really well known, but to those hardcore fans like me, they're looking forward to it. And that is Dragon Ball. That will be coming out later this year. Originally, when they were going to do a Dragon Ball Z movie, it was going to be based on the Dragon Ball Z series. They've since changed that, and they're going to do a sort of a mishmash, more so based on the Dragon Ball mythology. I love Dragon Ball Z. It's one of my favorite series of all time. I don't know a lot about Dragon Ball, but I'm interested to see what they can do with this movie. It's going to be a live-action film as opposed to an animated feature, so there's a lot that they can do with this. I think it'll be great. Not a very well-known cast, but that's to be expected in a movie like this. I mean, you don't usually get name actors for something like this, but I still think that'll be a great movie. So yeah, my number 2 choice is Dragon Ball.
Movie number 1.
And my number 1 choice for the most anticipated movie of 2008 is The Dark Knight. I don't think that comes as a shock to anyone. I'm sure a lot of you out there are looking forward to this movie. I'm a huge Batman fan. Next to Spider-Man, Batman is my favorite comic book character of all time, and they actually flip-flop. One week it could be Batman, one week it could be Spider-Man. I loved what Christopher Nolan did in Batman Begins. I think it was a great, fresh start for the series. It's more mature, more realistic, and it's just better than all the other Batman movies were to date. Heath Ledger's going to play the Joker in this movie. I think that's a great casting decision. Based on what I've seen, the trailers that I've seen, and the footage that I've seen, it's going to be very dark. The Joker in this film is not like Jack Nicholson was in the original Batman. It's not as campy, not as comic-y. It's very dark, very sinister, and I think that's good for this character, and I think Heath Ledger could do a good job. So my number one most anticipated movie of 2008 is The Dark Knight. So just to recap, number 5, we have the upcoming Indiana Jones. Number 4, the upcoming Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Number 3, the upcoming James Bond film, which will be out later this year. Number 2 will be Dragon Ball, which will be out in August. And number 1 is The Dark Knight, which we will see in June or July. I believe it's July. So there you have it, folks. Those are my top 5 most anticipated movies of 2008. Comment. I'd love to hear what everyone thinks. And for those of you that don't know who I am, you can check me out on my channel, WWE Review Guys. You can see all my videos there. Post comments, responses. Tell me what you think, folks. Peace.